I support them. As he said, he was out there in the communities in the Miami area, the Miami Gardens area, Liberty City, things of that nature out there with the players in those communities, rebuilding houses, coat drives, food drives, money drives to try to rebuild and revitalize not only the community, but also to rebuild and revitalize the people in those communities. And it just seems as if once Donald Trump made a statement about the players being sons of bitches and attacked the anthem, their Ross kind of did what most owners did and just kind of backed off of his stance of I'm 100% out front with the players and I'm unified with them to, hey, these are the rules now, we have to abide by them, etc., so on and so forth. So, while I get that his statement may seem sincere, and I get that his statement is something that he has to issue to try to take a little bit of the public heat off of him, I can't get in line with this statement at all. I'm sorry. If you're going to back and support your players, then back and support your players no matter what. Don't kowtow and hide because of this clown that we have as a president right now at this point in time. And yes, I called him a clown. I call him a clown very, very frequently and infrequently, among other things, and some things I can't say over FCC airwaves, even though the explicit warning is tabbed on this particular episode. As I said before, the owners basically gave in to what he wanted, and they will continue to give in to what he wants. So again, I will get into that here momentarily. As he stated as well, it's not a public declaration to the intentions to suspend any of the players that protest for the national anthem. The other 31 teams are going to have to submit similar statements to the NFL declaring how they may potentially discipline players for any one number of rules or violations that may happen this year. And all of them are going to be individually scrutinized for how they individually address the protests and the national anthem as a whole. As I said before, the National Football League has more leaks and more holes in it than the Titanic and a freshly cut block of Swiss cheese. So one question I have that I'm asked this all the time, anytime something like this happens, whether it's a leak or a report or a rumor, how in the hell does this information get out there? How? How did the Associated Press get their hands on this? How did this happen? If you have 32 teams and you have the Baltimore Ravens already went to camp yesterday, who have already had to submit such declarations to the league before camp started for their rookies and veterans yesterday when they started training camp. They started it. You didn't hear nothing about. I didn't hear nothing from Baltimore yesterday about theirs. I heard about Lamar Jackson making Joe Flacco sweat and put some work in. Probably more work than he's put in since he signed an extension after the Super Bowl that he won. I heard about that. I heard about that running game they got in Baltimore that's going to be pretty good this year. Heard about their defense, they need some work. I didn't hear nothing about no anthem protests or, inclusionary statements or anything else coming out of Owens Mills, Maryland yesterday. But some way, somehow, Miami Gardens, the Dolphins said this. How in the hell does this happen? It happens all the time to this league. I don't hear about it in baseball. We don't hear about it in basketball, in the NBA, or college basketball. Hockey even. We don't hear about any of this. It's always the damn National Football League. It always is. Another question I have. How is them peacefully protesting conduct detrimental to a team? And why is this now being considered to be conduct detrimental to the team? You're exercising your rights as a human being, freedom of speech, but all of a sudden now, that's kind of detrimental to the team. We're going to have to do something about that. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. And as I said on social media here earlier this week, so Josh Brown can beat his wife and kids more than 25 times. That's a 1-game suspension. That's not conduct. But that's not conduct detrimental. Oh no, we can't talk about that. Ray Rice beats his dead fiance in an elevator, like it's Mike Tyson punch out on Nintendo. League gets a tape, covers it up. It gets exposed. Now you try double jeopardy. That's a 2-game suspension. But no. We don't want to talk about that. We want to talk about this conduct detrimental. Jameis Winston's stupid ass goes out here and basically rapes a fucking Uber driver. 3-game suspension when he should have got 6 in the first place. But we don't want to talk about that. Let's talk about this conduct detrimental to the team. Ezekiel Elliott, innocent as all day long. Let's put him over the coals and try to personally assassinate his career. 6-game suspension. Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about some conduct detrimental to a team. Colin Kaepernick, Eric Reid can't get jobs. Oh, we know why. Then late yesterday, basically a joint statement issued by the NFL and the Players Association, which basically illustrated a bunch of nothing in my opinion, went as follows, stated that the NFL and the Players Association, through recent discussions, have been working on a resolution to the anthem issue. As my screen blanked out on me here. In order to allow this constructive dialogue to continue, we've come to a standstill agreement on the NFLPA's grievance and on the NFL's anthem policy. No new rules related to the anthem will be issued to enforce in the next several weeks. While these confidential discussions are ongoing, the league and the Players Association reflect the great values of America, which is a lie, which are repeatedly demonstrated by many players doing extraordinary work in their communities across this country to promote equality, fairness, and justice. Our shared focus will remain on finding a solution to the anthem issue, the mutual good faith commitments outside of litigation. That, to me, ladies and gentlemen, is a bunch of hot air. That is a bunch of hot air, in my opinion. It's a statement that says a bunch of nothing. They released that statement to basically try to cover their behinds. And to basically say, well, you know what? We're not getting along, but in the meantime, let's just put a kibosh on this and let's just start talking back out. But the problem is, the NFL made this decision about the anthem unilaterally. They didn't include the Players Association, which is why the Players Association chose to take litigation against the league to try to get this fixed. Now you have this problem on your hands now with the Dolphins. This comes out, now you guys want to hold hands and sing Kumbaya and hey, everything's okay. Nobody panic or get worried. We'll get this figured out. Which is a bunch of horse crap. Because had anybody at 345 Park Avenue had any common sense to begin with, this mess wouldn't be happening right now. Oh, but you think that's the end of the problems that they have there at 345 Park Avenue? As always, it never ends there. It never does with the NFL. Tennessee Titans defensive tackle Jarrell Casey said that he intends to openly and peacefully protest the anthem this season. Did an interview with CNN over in England as they were doing a NFL initiative regarding some of the games that are going to be played there this season. Said in part, quote, I'm going to take a fine this year, and why not? I'm going to protest the flag. I'm going to protest during the flag and the anthem. That's what I'm going to say right now. Also in the interview, went on to say that, quote, around the NFL guys are definitely not happy about it. I feel that it's not right, and I don't think it was a good decision for the NFL to come up with that ruling. But they have their reasons for what they've done. He also in the interview went on to say that, quote, there is always going to be blowback, and that's what America is about. They always like to go on social media and go hard about it. It is what it is. At the end of the day, I pay no mind to it. I'm gonna do what I do, and that's going to bring light to my community. At the end of the day, we all have a job to do, but I'll continue to use my platform to keep on speaking up, end quote. What the league doesn't realize is that he's not going to be the only one to protest this season because of what happened yesterday, because of everything that's happened beforehand, how this just continues to be a mess unto itself. And it seems like every time the league attempts to fix it, it creates a bigger mess. For whatever reason, they just can't get it right. You have yesterday's incident. You have this going on there. You had the meeting last year with the players, to where the first words out of Roger Goodell was that, hey, let's keep this confidential. But then you come back some months later, and basically the meeting basically got verbally transcribed to where we heard every single thing that was said in the meeting. Where Robert McNair called the players inmates and tried to walk that back and called them compadres and told them to go find another cause or source that is worth supporting and bring it back to them, and then and only then would they get their support. While the commissioner sat back on his hands, as he always does, as he's done right now, sending his lackeys to come do his work for him, quiet as a church mouse pissing on cotton during first mass. Come on, man. Oh, and you can expect Donald Trump to fire back on this any day. He's going to continue to use this as political fodder, especially as the midterm elections come up and everything else. So if he may not have said anything now, it's coming. It's coming. And I want anybody to sit back like, oh, he won't say anything about it. No, it's coming. But these owners, once again, as just by read by the same, not just Reggie, they can't fight this man back because he already gave in and kowtowed to the man. They gave the man what he wanted, and he is still kicking him in the ribs. And is going to continue to kick him in the ribs and kick their behinds. Because they had a chance and opportunity to stop this from happening. And they haven't. And they can't because they already gave in to the president. And it seems as if now even the simplest of solutions, should they come to one with the NFLPA and the NFL, it seems now that even the simplest of solutions is not going to get this fixed. It's never going to get fixed. All because of somebody taking the knee and them not, and the owner's not saying, well, hey, let's explore what he's taking the knee for. Let's try to see what we can do here to try to understand or fix this situation. But nah, they didn't want to do that. But they were worried about their bottom line and their money and their reputations and everything else. And now you have a whole bigger set of problems on your hands now that you, one, can't clean up, two, can't stop, and third time you try to fix the situation, that it keeps getting worse. Oh yeah, by the way, you have a loudmouth president who basically has you guys in the palm of his hand and can squish you like a roach anytime he feels like it. And the shoe's coming down and you don't even realize it because he's about to squish on you again. So, you have a lot of people out here talking about why we can't get back to football. Why can't it be about sports? So I said before in this program, the whole stay off my line about stick to sports, stick to politics. When that man was in Alabama last year and called the players sons of bitches, that line got erased, homeboy, and they got merged. There is no more. I just want my sports. I don't want politics. I just want to watch my football game. I don't want to, deal with politics. I watch my football to get away from all that. Well, sorry, that ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Not now, and potentially not ever again. But again, that's the NFL's mess that they got to clean up, and so far they've done a piss poor job of doing it, and they're probably going to continue to do the same thing here as well, but going forward. So we'll see what happens. Again, this is an issue that, as I said this going back in March. I said this issue is not going away, and I've been right every time. I even said it back in March when this first started to pick up steam again. After it had died down, I said Trump is going to say or do something. It's going to kick it back in, and it's going to fan the flames. Well, he said something and fanned the flames. Then it kicked back down. And while I was kicking back down, I said the league's going to do something to screw this up. Mark my words. They did something again with the answer policy to screw it up. Now, I'm telling you right now, mark my words, listen to what I'm saying. Trump is going to double down on what he's done before. He's going to start naming names as far as owners goes in this league. He's going to start naming names. And you're not going to see one of them fight back. And then when not one of them fight back, guess what? He's going to double down again on this league. And it's only going to get worse from there. That man's running for re-election. He needs votes. And the best way... and